Thanks, Austin, for joining us. Everybody, we have new Rockies pitcher Austin Gomber on here. We'll go ahead and get started with questions. Thomas Harding, go ahead and lead us off.
First of all, welcome to the Rockies, Austin. Secondly, if you could just kind of go over your emotions and your thoughts as you come to the Rockies to trade for Nolan Arenado.
Yeah, first off, it's good to be here. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind of a few weeks. Obviously a big change in me and my family's life. Kind of going from Florida spring training to Arizona spring training, and then from St. Louis to Colorado. But so far so good. Everybody that I've met in the organization has been great. So I'm super excited to to get going with Colorado and hopefully be able to build a nice long career here.
How different is it being here? I know that going into
Take
the
it off.
season,
Okay. Sorry, excuse me. Can you repeat the question there?
okay.
Yeah.
How different is it being with this club? I know with the Cardinals, you had some. Oh, 1 second, stay here. You had some opportunity there at times. At times, they had other guys in the rotation. You feel like you have a greater opportunity here?
Yeah. I feel like there was opportunity there. There's opportunity here. For me, it's just kind of approach it the same way I've always approached it. I feel like throughout my career coming up through the minor leagues, I never really, was given anything. I had to perform and, compete for all the opportunities that I was given at the major league level. And so I don't see why that'd be any different here. I know my mindset coming in is the same. Come in, try to get familiar with the guys, get familiar with the catchers, but really just try to put my best foot forward, continue to compete like I know how to, and hopefully, chips fall where they fall.
The last one for me. You come with a fastball and a really good curveball, and I know there's the reputation that you can't throw a curve in Denver. People have shown that you can. Do you feel like, and do you feel that the coaches understand that you have a pitch mix that should play here?
Yeah. I've pitched in Coors before, obviously on the visitor side, only one time, but I had some success, and I don't see why you can't sustain that. Like you said, guys have had success here in the past. Guys are going to have success here in the future. So, I plan on being a part of that.
Thank you very much.
Go to Pat Graham with the Associated Press. Pat, go ahead.
Hey, welcome to Colorado. Like Thomas said, a two-parter for you. Number one is, how did you find out, and where were you, and what was it like? What was your initial reaction when you heard?
I saw on social media over the weekend. I'm sure how everybody else did, just the rumors. But a couple days after the rumors had came out, I got a call from Michael Gersh, the GM over in St. Louis, just kind of saying the rumors were true. I was going to be a part of the trade. At that point, over the weekend, I already started mentally preparing for it. But like I said, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for the opportunity. I'm excited for a new challenge. Excited to play somewhere else. St. Louis was awesome. St. Louis was great to me, great organization. I've been with them the whole time, all the way through the minor leagues. But I'm definitely excited for new challenges, and so we're ready to get going.
How do you separate being Austin Gomber, the pitcher, and not Austin Gomber, the pitcher who was acquired in the Nolan Arenado trade? How do you not get caught up in that trap?
There's nothing I can do about it, right? It's not. It's out of my control. Obviously, I understand he was a great player for the organization, and he's definitely one of the better players in the game. And so for me, I took it more as a compliment that the Rockies would look at me as part of proper compensation for Nolan Arenado. So I feel like it's a compliment to my game. It's a compliment to the trust and the faith that they have in me. And now it's just about going out and proving them right.
Go to Tracy Ringlesby. Tracy, go ahead.
People talk about Coors Field and the breaking ball at altitude. Bert Hooton, who probably had one of the best curveballs in baseball, learned how to throw it when he pitched for the Boulder Collegians, and always said that it's not hard to throw, you just have to change your release point. Does that make sense? Because you're not going to get as much break, so you want to lower release points so that it doesn't wind up in the hitter zone. Did you find that the one time you pitched there?
Yeah, when we came in 2018, my rookie year, to play the Rockies, I mean, there was no change. I mean, our approach was, we're going to pitch it like a normal game. I think a lot of guys get in trouble when they try to overthink things or they try to become somebody they're not. Like, my curveball is one of my best pitches. I'm going to throw it regardless of where I'm pitching. I could be pitching on the moon. I'm still going to throw curveballs. So, as long as I feel like if you just, have that conviction and to be the guy that you are, the reason that you're in the big leagues in the first place, then you can have success there. I think when guys try to maybe change their game plan and be somebody that they're not is where they get into trouble.
Thank you, sir.
Go to Ed Henderson with KOA. Ed, go ahead.
Austin, to add my welcome to what the other folks have said. And I wanted to ask you, in terms of your expectations and goals for yourself, entering spring training this year, anything unusual, anything different that you're bringing to this spring training versus what you might have brought in Jupiter?
As far as like the individual expectations and the goals for myself, nothing really changes. Just the process of how I'm going to have to go about that's going to change a little bit. Obviously, there's more familiarity. I had, some history with Yachty. I had thrown to him a couple years in spring training. So that learning curve and the other catchers there, that learning curve's a little bit quicker. I came up with guys through the minor leagues. So guys have been seeing me pitch for a long time. So here it's just, I think the biggest thing is going to be getting on the same page with the catchers. What I like to do, when I like to do it, and getting feedback from them. I mean, I've never pitched in the West, so these guys have seen the Padres and the Dodgers and the Giants and the D-backs and all these hitters more than I have, so I'm looking to get feedback from those guys as well. But I think that's the biggest thing is as far as like my goals and what I want to do. That doesn't matter what jersey I'm putting on when it comes to that, but as far as the process of how it goes about, I think it'll definitely be a little bit more challenging because there's relationships that got to get built, and the only way to do that is to get out on the field and actually get that chemistry.
Thanks, Austin.
We'll go to Dwayne DePron with the last question unless anyone else raises their hand. Dwayne, go ahead.
Hey, Austin, welcome to the Rockies organization. You were used both as a starter and as a reliever there in St. Louis. Do you have a preference whether you start or come in and relief? And how best do you think you can contribute to the Rockies now that you're a member of the organization?
Yeah, I definitely feel more comfortable as a starter. I came up to the minor leagues as a starter. My history in the bullpen was just kind of like that was where the opportunity was, right? At points over there, we had 5 starters that were kind of doing the job, and there was a need in the bullpen, and so that's kind of like what I had to do. I had to step up and take that role and just try to do everything I could to establish myself as a major league pitcher. I definitely feel like I'm a starting pitcher. I plan on coming in and competing as a starting pitcher. I think I'm better as a starting pitcher. But then again, it's just about where the opportunity is and where the team sees me best fit.
Thank you.
Looks like we have 3 more for Austin. Thomas Harding, Rockies.com. Go ahead.
I wanted to kind of double back on what you were saying earlier. What is it like to be a pitcher breaking into the major leagues with Yachty or Molina as your catcher? I know you read about him probably as from youth, but what difference did he make for you, and what are the things that really makes you his knowledge?
It just allows you to really turn your mind off when you first get up. When you first get to the big leagues, everything's moving so fast. Everything, from the in-depthness to the scouting reports to how we're planning on doing things to the size of the state. I mean, there's just so many new variables and differences that you've never really encountered. And he kind of just takes that stuff away, and it's like, hey, this is what we're going to do. Or when it comes to the scouting report, day one showed up. I mean, I can watch as much video of Joey Votto as I want. Yachty's been behind the plate for 300, 400 at-bats. I mean, that experience outweighs anything you're going to see from a scouting report. So I think from that aspect, when you're young, when you come up, he just makes it solely on just make your pitch. You can trust number 4 back there is going to make the right pitch call and just make your pitch. And I think that helps a lot. You get to get there and you get to kind of figure out what works for you. And then as you get more experience there, you can make that. He's always been great about having that dialogue of like, hey, I think we can do this or I think we can do that. But especially when you first show up, it's kind of like he's he'll take you under the wing and, hey, I got everything else. You just worry about making the pitch. And I think that's big for young guys when they first get there.
And